Welcome back to Scars from the Playground. Camron defends the dealer. Yeah, drop it in the comments. Let's get into the content, fam.
What you want?
Yeah, we ain't got no this. You got to keep it real up here, Chop.
City gonna say, bro, Cam, you know me. I'm gonna keep it real.
That's why you're here.
Yeah. You know, I won't lie to you, but I'll fly to you. I'm gonna say it like this here. When I did the Bad Boy deal, Ryan Leslie, he produced a Lil Daddy single for me, featuring Lil Wayne. Shout out to Wayne. And Cassie was with him. A whole relationship with him. You heard me? Next thing you know, like a month later, I seen from Cassie land kicking it and kissing and being on Ryan Leslie lap to now she a bad boy all on Diddy lap. You know, so and then I done seen buku times them doing whatever they was doing, which is none of my business. But I will say this here. When I was in Vegas doing whatever I was doing in that life, I went to Floyd Mayweather Club and I seen Cassie and her husband. I didn't know it was her husband at this point, you heard me, but it was her husband. And she like, City, come here. You know, because me and Cassie around the same age, you know. I was born in like 88. She was born in like 86 or something. And she basically was like, you know, I never did it nothing. I never did nothing. I didn't deserve that. I'm drunk. She giving me buku champagne and buku liquor. I'm not knowing what she even talking about. I'm like, okay, while I'm drinking liquor. And she was like, I never did nothing to him. You know, he didn't have to do me that way. Next thing you know, a couple months later, she was suing him for 20 million.
Wow.
So I figured out right then and there what she meant by that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna say about that. I'm gonna say it like this here: people go through problems. That domestic situation, it's never right to hit a woman. You understand? But it's also never right to trigger a man. I'm not gonna say Cassie was an angel either. Cassie was doing triggering things. Cassie was out here trying to figure it out. You know, she was trying to get her way out from Diddy. Whether that was dealing with other dudes, other rapper dudes, and you know what I'm saying? She wasn't no angel. So that's why when this whole situation transpired, you heard me, I'm like, it was kind of like 50-50 to me. You know what I mean? It's 50-50 to me. Because she wasn't no angel and Diddy wasn't no angel. The only thing was he got caught on video whooping on that girl. The end. But you can't lay back there and say that, men and women don't fight. They do. Period. So in my mind, regardless of what's happening to Diddy, I still think he got prosecuted for a domestic violence dispute and not actually for what they tried to, crucify him for. No matter how that sounds, that's 100. Period. That's how I feel, brother. You know what I mean?
Nah, that's what's up. I see.
What you think?
My opinion?
Yeah.
My opinion is this. You know more than me, and I don't know what Cassie did, but I think the way you laid it out is right. First of all, you can't hit women. That's just that. But from what all the stories I heard, and sounds like you're way closer to the situation than I am.
All right.
Even the situation we seen, right? From what I heard, I don't know. I'm talking about the tape. You left the hotel with all his clothes in the bag. I don't know if that's true or not, but he ran out in the towel and
trying to get his stuff.
Right. That's what I heard. So I'm sitting there saying, you don't got to beat up for that, but like, yo, why you leaving with all my clothes? You get what I'm saying? It sound like right. So it sound like you just said. I don't think you can explain it better because outside of hitting the woman, you're gonna fight. That's just the way it go. And sometimes, and I'm not saying this is right, women like to get in your face. They be like this. They'll be like this.
I'm trying to tell
you. And you just got to be like, okay.
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, I'm not saying Cassie did that or deserved that. I'm just telling you women in general because the way you just explained it was on point. And like I said, you just can't say nothing about it. I seen a comedian that passed away, Patrice O'Neal, say it. And he's like, we're just in a fucked up point in life because women will be in your face and you can't even give them a little mush no more. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the truth. So I think a lot of women that know how to respect space even when you're arguing. Some people try to push men to the limit and hopefully men don't feed into it. But not saying that men don't push women to the limit as well. But I think the way
which means Cam, a lot of people over there saying, "Oh, he abused her. He did this. He did that." At any given time, Cassie could have walked away, no matter how that sounded.
no,
They
you're right.
both could have walked away. That's why I call it a 50-50 situation. Cassie won. You did. Cassie sued that man, then double back and testified on him. Ooh, she brutal.
It was, and listen,
She hated him.
and listen, not just Cassie. When you haven't seen old Doc, but it's a lot of niggas who's telling their stories who stuck around. And I'm like, what were y'all waiting on to leave? The fame, the money.
And Cam, not to cut you off, but the little dude Rod or whatever his name is, when I seen the clip of him saying, you heard me, he was kicking it with some females and woke up in the bedroom with Diddy and his butt felt so multiple times. I'm like, you like that?
Yeah,
You liked it.
you didn't leave. You stayed. We actually talked about that on the last show. And we talked about this on the last show. We like, yo, you woke up sore. The fuck you stay for? I don't get it. You 100% right. Because not only that, you know when it, like, okay, cool. It shouldn't have even got to that, right? But
okay,
what the fuck? First of all, you wake up sore. You not swinging on everybody. They man down. We ain't locking the door.
I'm going in the kitchen. I'm
It's going off the top. What you mean? What you mean? But me and Suge was talking about it before the show with my nigga Church. Before it got to that, Puff showed him a gay sex tape talking about this for motivation purposes, nigga.
Poking him again.
Yeah, yo, my nigga, it wouldn't have been no again. That would have been the end of it. I'm not coming back. What you show me another man fucking another man talking about? We gotta get this album in this groove right here. What groove is this?
And still ain't get paid.
Yeah. Still ain't get the $29,000 that he was offered for that. So
come on now.
Yeah, so I think you explained.
It doesn't surprise me that Chopper and Camron are defending the dealer. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. They all cut from the same cloth. They're cool with Diddy, bro. Rico. When Camron played Rico at the end, when Rico snitched on everybody, saying, I ain't gonna give you nobody from Harlem, no, because I'm going back to Harlem. I'm gonna still be the main. That's Diddy, family. Yeah, that's Diddy. Diddy is still gonna be the main in Harlem when he gets out. That's what people know and understand. But I'm gonna tell you this, bro. They got a point about the niggas. All the niggas that were involved with Diddy are complicit and complacent. And you can't trust them because they are compromised. As far as the women, you could say what you want to about Cassie. Yeah, you could say what you want to. She was trying to get this, she was trying to get that. Look, man, they were in a relationship and they were on drugs. On top of that, he had her mind full. He fucked her mind. That's what you don't understand. That's like real pimp shit. He fucked her mind. He was up here with it, bruh. Yeah, he was up there with it. He was pushing P with her. It's nothing she could have done, unfortunately. Why? Another thing they don't talk about is the demonic music industry, entertainment industry is demonic, bro. They're putting spells on people. They doing all type of shit. So when you think you yourself, you're under mind control, MK Ultra and all type of other shit. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real. Look, I could drag this story on forever, but there's more things at play. And when you see these people come out and they're protecting the dealer, you have to know what's really going on. They're protecting the secrets in the industry. They don't want it to change, but what they don't understand is it's 2020. We might as well say 2026, bro. This year over. 2026. People ain't for the fuck shit, the fuckery. You know what I mean? Chopper, they laid in the dollar short. On top of that, he had his own sex crimes, fam. He was doing the same thing as the dealer, fam. He walked in on a dealer numerous occasions doing what he called weird shit. It burnt up his eyes or some old shit, bro. Yeah, it couldn't have burnt you up too much. Because after that, the man gave you special treatment, paid for your videos, gave you a budget. You kept that information for years, bro. And when Diddy get out, you're still gonna be cool with him. You know what I mean? Nigga don't know what you done with Diddy, bro. Inquiring minds wanna know, did you suck him off? You know what I mean? Did you actually eat a cock meat sandwich chopper? And as far as Camron, bro, they say you was hanging with him too. Bro, everybody from New York was hanging with Diddy. Even his enemy, 50 Cent, that was his brother, fam. They went so many places together and hung out so many times. Let's just be honest. Let's just be real, bro. They're just trying to distance themselves at this point. You know what I mean? They're still a friend. They are friends. You don't know the industry, bro. These people are playing on your top. Like Charleston White say, bro. You gotta know they all playing on your top, fam. That's just what this is. It's not real. You know what I mean? Like Lil Durk said, shout out Smirky. This shit is not real. You know what I mean? Drop it in the comments. Guards from the playground, like, share, subscribe. These niggas are clowns. Yeah, these niggas are straight fucking clowns. All of them. That's why nobody is safe on this platform. Nobody is out of reach. Can't be discussed. None of that, nigga. If you do something, I'm on your ass. No Diddy, no Dilla. You know what I mean? Real shit. Drop it in the comments. Guards from the playground, like, share, subscribe, nigga. Peace.
If they throw it, I'ma catch it to play the game like Tetris. I'm one of a kind rap, people tell me I'm a clip. I've been working 24 hours, summertime to winter. I ain't really at the chill, it gotta be about business.